is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
Napa know-how. Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time. Know-how. Napa know-how.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
War Eagle! The Auburn Tigers are headed to the Final Four in college basketball. I'm Mike Amos, and today is in L.A., Lower Alabama. And the Auburn Tigers getting ready to do battle for the Final Four of college basketball, something no other team in Alabama has ever done. So congratulations to the Auburn Tigers as they get ready for a big day in Minnesota, and we'll be talking about that very soon. And of course, the game will be played on Saturday, and then of course the championships will be on Monday. So we'll be watching that very closely and talking about that for the rest of the week, I'm sure, as Auburn prepares to play for the championship. Of course, they'll get their first test will be against the University of Virginia, and it'll be at 5:09 Saturday on CBS television, so prime time television for the Auburn Tigers this weekend as they get ready. And of course, will there be enough toilet paper in Auburn if they win? I have never seen the likes of it. In fact, is there anybody here that can find a roll of toilet tissue in Auburn, Alabama? I don't know I don't know if the Charmin folks. Surely they don't throw the Charmin tissue on that tree. Somebody call in and let me know. Surely they won't use that kind of expensive paper to throw on the trees, but they will roll Toomer's Corner if they win, like nothing else. And it's like a piece of art. Somebody ought to go in there and take a lot of camera work of that Toomer's Corner after a big Auburn win. Take a picture of it because it is a work of art. I think you could probably take that picture and sell it to thousands of people across the country, because the Auburn Tigers are rabid folks, no question about it, that are excited, very excited about their basketball team, and rightfully so, as they prepare for this championship. Of course, some people ask me, I hear about all this, but I don't know much about where it's going to be played or what time it's going to start. Well, I've told you that already. The time for the game will be at 5:09. That is that's 5:09 Central Time, and it'll be 6:09 Eastern Time from Indianapolis, Minnesota, at the U.S. Bank Stadium will be the site for this game, and record crowds are expected, and we'll be talking more about that. Of course, we've got a lot of other things going on in our neck of the woods. We've got a lot of baseball. We've got football. Troy University is getting after it big in football as they've got a big scrimmage coming up this Saturday morning, the first real live scrimmage of the spring as far as a full scrimmage, and it's been a long time since we've actually seen that team or actually watched the team play in full gear. So it's going to be a lot of fun Saturday morning. 10 o'clock, I think, is the start from the scrimmage. Of course, also baseball coming into town this weekend, and we'll look forward to that. We'll talk more about that. Charles Henderson, the Trojans went over to Greenville and won 8-3 and took the second game 13-3. Lawson Scarborough, boy, what a great year he's having, was again on fire, and then got great pitching from Walker Stallworth. That's a great combination, Walker Stallworth and Lawson Scarborough. Stallworth got the win on the mound. He allowed 5 hits and struck out 11. Whoa, look at here. Miss Betsy, bake him a cake or do something for Walker Stallworth. Of course, Miss Betsy Colquitt, my dear friend, and of course, I would have loved it if her dad could have watched Walker play baseball. Mr. Herlong was a tremendous, Frank Herlong was a tremendous baseball fan and a great baseball player. Played professionally, and nobody loved it more than him, and he would love to watch his grandson Walker, or his great-grandson Walker, play baseball. Lawson Scarborough, and of course I knew his granddad real well too, and of course I know Louis Scarborough would love to watch his grandson play too. Good morning, you're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hey, morning.
Where are you calling from this morning?
Drayton Beach, Florida.
Drayton Beach, Florida. Man, how do we reach you all the way down there?
Well, it's only about 2 hours from Troy, 2 hours and 10 minutes probably for you.
Wait a minute. Well, so if you're flying like you're flying down the road, it's not that far then. Is that right?
Well, I mean, it's really, how you want to go back. There's a shortcut at Freeport, and then there's a shortcut at Definiak.
I want to know where the shortcut at Freeport is.
Well, Freeport, you basically come out at Bruce, right there where you're either going to go left or you're going to go right. So, I mean, if you go left, you end up in Ebro. If you go right, you end up in Freeport.
Yeah.
So once you get to Bruce, you're going to hit, Ponce Leon and Sampson and Elba, and then you're in Troy.
Yeah. Well, Mike, of course,
you don't have to worry about going through downtown Elba anymore. You can bypass all that. I don't know what they were thinking as far as businesses, but that's really got to be tough. All that traffic now bypassing Elba.
Yeah, I know it. That's right. You feel like it is going to be a lot heavier traffic now because they...
Well, no, I mean, it bypasses all downtown. You don't even go through. You just go on the outside of it now.
I don't know why the people of Elba wanted to let that happen. I tell you, maybe they had no choice, but it's a little inconvenient right now. I'll tell you that. Let you know.
I mean, it's great for us. I mean, shoot, it's you basically you're able to go a lot faster, and then you're able to turn right from the church heading to Sampson. I mean, I like it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, if you know what you're doing, you're exactly right. No question about it. Pike County lost to Houston Academy. They lost 17-1 and 16-1. So, one a very good day for Houston Academy. Also, I want to remind you, of course, Charles Henderson won that doubleheader, and in the second game, they had Chance Pollard drove in 2 runs. Keontae Brantley, Cole McWhorter all had RBI. Jalen Debridge had 2 hits. So in the second game, Brantley had 2 doubles. Boy, he's quite a player too. He might be the biggest baseball player out there, Mike. He weighs about 260 or 270, and can really hit a baseball. A lot going on in baseball, and we'll be keeping up with that. Of course, we've got a big a cattleman's auction this weekend, and we're going to be talking about that in a few moments. Pike County Cattlemen are getting ready for their big auction with over 1,000 items for auction on Saturday at the Cattlemen's Park right here in Troy. You talking about fun? You've been out there with me before, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think one time I was able to go out there and we were able to hear one of the best country music stars of all time, Jamie Johnson.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
Well, I know that, and also this auction every year is really going to be a lot of fun. We'll be talking about that in a few moments.
We need to mention interesting news on the new coaching hire at Troy. Scott Cross, of course, is the new coach that Troy hired last week, came over from TCU as an assistant. Of course, he was at Texas Arlington as a head coach for 12 years. Was an assistant coach for 8 years before that, and a player for 3 years before that. But now, kind of interesting news coming out of TCU. Their head coach, Jamie Dixon, who's one of the best coaches in basketball, used to be the head coach at Pittsburgh as well, and has been to NCAA tournament, I think, 12 out of 15 years, is the top candidate to go to UCLA as their new head coach. Of course, it's a situation where Dixon is actually from Hollywood, California, and grew up in Burbank, so it would make sense for him to want to go back home. But you know, if the TCU job comes open, it's going to be hard for that athletic director not to look at Scott Cross as a guy that has coached in that area for 20 years, a head coach for 12, knows the high school coaches, knows the, knows what TCU is kind of looking for, being on the staff for 1 year. I mean, could Troy possibly lose their coach? That would be a...
Well, I tell you what, let's don't spread that kind of rumor.
Well, no, I mean, he would be crazy not to take the job if it's offered to him. You're talking about $1 million more at least. Yeah. You're talking about not having to move your family. I mean, let's hope he doesn't get that offer. But I mean, you couldn't blame him if he did.
No, you couldn't. You could not. You're exactly right, and hopefully that won't happen. But it's something that's out there, and I hope we not open up a can of worms, Mike.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to open a can of worms, but I mean, I just know this is how this works. You know, the same thing happened in football this year. Manny Diaz had taken the Temple job and had already done his press conference and was heading to Temple. Yeah. Next thing you know, Mark Richt decides he's going to retire out of the blue. Manny Diaz is still in Miami, hadn't moved yet, has all his family there. That's where he wanted to be the head coach. And the next thing you know, Manny Diaz is the head coach of Miami, never leaves Miami, and Temple has to go find a new coach. So that's just the way this works sometimes, unfortunately.
Yeah, no question about it. It tickled me, Mike, but you're exactly right. You've got a good point there. And, TCU is a bigger program than Troy. There's no question.
Well, a lot bigger program. I mean, you're talking about a Big 12 program. I mean, a program that's won over 20 games 3 straight years. I mean, they've got it going really well right now. So, I mean, interesting news also out of Texas. One of the strangest situations I've ever heard of for Marcus Jones to go to Houston, out of all places. He decides to leave Troy and transfer into the portal. And I thought for sure he was going to try to go to an SEC school or a Power 5 school. He goes to Houston, who I think Troy is basically on the same level of. So I know Dana Holgerson's the new head coach. He's getting paid $4 million a year at Houston. That's a lot different than Troy. Very, very strange situation. I am shocked that that's where he wound up. I mean, the whole time the speculation was he was going to go to West Virginia and play for Neil Brown. Yeah. But was not ever thinking Houston was going to be in the mix.
No, who would have thought it? And
I know Houston's a little bit bigger city than Troy, Alabama. Only about 4 million more people.
Hey, more than that. It's probably the third or fourth largest city in the country.
I mean, don't you think if Troy would have played Houston on the field last year? I think Houston went 8-5. Troy went 10-3. Don't you think Troy would have played Houston?
I'd play Houston every day of the week. You're right. No question about it. But
I mean, he put 2 great years into Troy, and best of luck to you. But man, that's a strange transfer right there.
Yeah, exactly. Troy will have what they call Student Appreciation Day on Thursday, and a scrimmage on Saturday morning. So that's going to be a lot of fun to watch the Trojans do a little hitting out there, and of course. Talking about Chip Lindsey's Trojans, and heck, we're going to be with facing quite a weekend of sports right here in Troy, Alabama, and we're looking forward to that. Of course, I want to remind you that T-Day is the T-Day football game will be Saturday, April the 20th at 11 o'clock from the Veterans Memorial Stadium for a full scrimmage. And then, of course, also next week is the big Troy Hall of Fame banquet. Troy University's Hall of Fame banquet will be at 6:30 Saturday the 13th. So that's a lot going on right here in Troy, Alabama. We got
it's really good Hall of Fame class this year.
Yeah, it is, and I'm not looking at it right off the bat. Are you looking at it right now?
I'm not looking at it, but I just remember some of the names.
I know John Fairclough, a
Brock Nutter.
Good friend of mine, John Fairclough, the great Brock Nutter, our great basketball player out of Atlanta, Mike.
Yeah, Daryl Thomas.
Daryl Thomas, those are three real good ones right there.
One of the best linebackers ever to play, Garrick Pimenta.
Garrick Pimenta, you're exactly right. And he was one of the all-time greats. That's four of them right there. But, of course, we'll be talking more about that next week.
Now, didn't you say that they've changed the format after this year? It's going to go down to 6.
I've heard that, and I'm disappointed. I really don't think that should be the case. But I've heard they're going to drop it to 6. But if the reasoning is that there's not enough athletes out there to put in the Hall of Fame, they're totally wrong. I could give you 100 right now, right off the bat, that are deserving to be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, I mean, the biggest issue is they're running out of the smaller sports. You know, we talked about this before. I mean, you could find them, I think, in football, no doubt.
And there's and it's a Hall of Fame.
Basketball, you can find them in baseball. You can find them in softball, maybe. But all those other sports you're talking about, it's really tough.
Yeah.
And it might be tough in softball as well.
I tell you what, I'd love for them to give me $1 for every one of them I could come up with, because I just know there are a lot of good people out there that on down the line, and I think they ought to go ahead and put the older generation in first while they're alive. You know, wait for them to die to put them in there. You know.
Yeah, we got Beaver Sadler in though, so that was good.
We got Frank Sadler in there, and of course. A lot of good ones. And John Fairclough, oh boy, what a good one out of Brundage. Oh man. Well, hey Mike, when it comes to hard nose and to being tough, I don't know if there's ever been a more hard nosed, tough football player than John Fairclough. And of course, played his high school ball at Pike County High School of Brundage, and became a little All-American and a great player and a great man. And he headed up the Alabama Independent Schools for at least 30 years. He was head and did a fabulous job with that. He's just an outstanding individual. That
what golfers are left? Didn't Troy have a great golf program that won national championships? Is there some of those guys that still
I talk about one of them every day, Colin McCrary, two-time All-American. He deserves to be. There's a lot of good golfers out there. How about some more? Of course, you know, baseball has their own Hall of Fame, but how about Jude Rinaldi? Would you think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame? James Ray, or you know.
I thought Jude Rinaldi went in last year.
No, he is not in. Jude Rinaldi is not in, and he practically single-handedly won a national championship in baseball. I've never seen anybody dominate like he did in that championship game against Tampa, his hometown.
I'm trying to think who out there in the Troy community and the alumni has been around Troy University sports more than you, but maybe there's some people out there I don't know about.
Well, there's a lot of folks out there that know more about Troy sports than me, Mike. Surely.
I'm starting to wonder if I know more than anybody else.
Well, no, let me just say this. There are a lot of people out there that know Troy athletics, and I just want to see these guys that deserve to go in one day. And if it, I don't. To me, when you downsize this, when you're downsizing it, you're taking away from the full effect. you put 8 in every year, and you bring in 8 different people with 8 different crowds of people that are supporting it, and it helps support it. With,
maybe you can be on a senior committee and try to get some of these older guys in, like you talked about. That might be a good idea.
And there's a bunch of them out there too. Frank Miller in basketball. I could go on and on.
Well, I mean, it's one of those type things that I'm glad they started the Hall of Fame, and it's one of those things. There's always going to be politics around anything, and so far they've done a decent job, and we know that there's a lot of people that still deserve it, and hopefully they will.
And hopefully they will.
Eventually get it in.
And don't worry about the smaller sports. I mean, I think you ought to put in the best people, the most worthy people in athletics to go into the Hall of Fame. That's just.
And I also want Troy to push for more guys to go in the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame as well. That's something that we need to start, putting guys' names out there for that as well, because Troy didn't have near as many people in the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame as they should.
Mike, we've got a guest this morning. We're going to bring them in just a moment. But first of all, let's salute the Auburn Tigers one more time. It's the Auburn Tigers going up against the University of Virginia, Mike, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's Auburn and Virginia, 6:09 start on Saturday afternoon. And Mike, is that a 6:09 Eastern or 6:09 Central?
I believe it's 5:09 Central. That's what I believe, but I'll have to look and see.
All right, 5:09 is when that game will start, and of course we'll I'll be over here for a moment. We're going to take a short break. We appreciate so much our sponsors, Troy Nissan, on the bypass right here in Troy, where you can buy a Nissan car or truck at one of the best rates you'll find anywhere.
Also, remember, if you want to go watch Auburn in Auburn Arena, that's going to be probably sold out, but you can go up there and try to watch it in the arena on Saturday as well.
That's right. You can tailgate outside the arena, and then when they open up the arena, you'll be right there to watch the game.
Yeah, I have a sister that I think will probably go down there if they play for it all on Monday night.
Oh, really? I bet if they play for it all on Monday night, no question.
I bet you wouldn't be able to find a hotel in Auburn for that game on Monday night.
Well, the sad thing about it, no toilet tissue anywhere. If you want toilet tissue, you have to go pull it off the trees. Isn't that sad?
I would love to see how long that takes to get out of those trees. I mean, that has to take a couple days.
I know it, and but again, Mama, is there any toilet paper? Can you hear that?
Yeah.
And surely they don't, like I said at the beginning of the show, Mike, surely they don't throw Charmin up there. I mean, that's a delicacy. Charmin, surely they don't throw Charmin on those trees.
It'd be a great marketing thing for Auburn to have it like Charmin football stadium.
Yeah, in fact, I need to get some Charmin up here so I can squeeze it. Is that right? So I can squeeze it? But
seriously, you could probably name the football stadium Charmin Stadium.
That's right, exactly right. And we're looking for a naming. I tell you what, you got enough money, you can get about anything done. We can change the name of our stadium here for the right price. What do you think?
Well, I mean, we had Movie Gallery Stadium, and then we had what was it, Scrooshy Field?
The Scrooge. They call it the Scrooge.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely remember people talking about the gallery, Movie Gallery Stadium.
Yeah, so. and they weren't bad. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that part of our history.
Kentucky's now Kroger Stadium after the grocery store.
After the grocery store, I did not know that.
Yeah, I'm surprised Publix doesn't have a stadium as many Publix as you see everywhere.
Hit. No question about it.
Arkansas Stadium would be great, called the Pig after Piggly Wiggly.
I know it. Well, not Arkansas, Mike. Arkansas would be Walmart.
I know, but I'm just saying because they're the Razorbacks.
Oh yeah, exactly. No question about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a great show for you. We'll be right back with more of Today in L.A.
Hey folks, are you tired of spending hard-earned money on a gas grill only to have it burn up in less than 2 years? Not to mention burning your food. Here at Southern Grill and Patio in Troy, Alabama, we carry the Holland Grill line. They've been around since 1988, and there are people right here in Troy that have had theirs for over 20 years. These grills are guaranteed not to flare up. You can grill, steam, or smoke on your New Holland grill today. Come see us at Southern Grill and Patio in Troy, Alabama, inside Town & Country Flooring Center.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile. You saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
The Lions Club is in town. The Lions Club is in town, ladies and gentlemen. Andy Marshall with us, Yvonne Burroughs. Good morning. How you doing? And of course, ladies and gentlemen, a big effort going on right now to bring the Lions Club back to Troy, Alabama. Andy, tell us about it.
That's correct. We have really been warmly embraced by the people of the Troy area. We conducted a vision screen at the Nutrition Center on Tuesday. We found 13 folks that had vision problems. Yvonne here ran, and we provided them with a gift certificate to go get their free comprehensive eye exam and free glasses. And that's what Lions Club is all about. We have met with many citizens here, been warmly received again, and we have a informational meeting tonight at Sisters at 6 p.m.
Okay.
Everyone's invited to come that would be interested in hearing about Lions Clubs and how we serve the people of the world and how we plan to serve the citizens of Troy and Pike County.
Now, we bring in Yvonne Burroughs, ladies and gentlemen. Tell us your, of course, you've been an Alliance member. You're from Theodore, Alabama. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Okay, well, we came, like Andy said, we came on Tuesday, and I am responsible right now for going around in our district doing vision screening.
Yeah.
And so we screened, and we were able to give them certificates so that they could go to the doctor and have their eyes checked. I'm going to be stepping into Andy's job in July, and so I will be the district governor.
Okay.
For
well, that's wonderful, and of course, the Lions Club, no stranger really to Troy, Pike County. We've always had. Hey, listen, I can remember so well somebody selling brooms and light bulbs. That was a big thing at one time, wasn't it?
That's correct. And the reason the connectivity between the brooms and mops and Lions Club is our bedrock project is vision, and the brooms and mops that we were selling were made by the Industries for the Blind.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
There's a connectivity. Mike, in 1925, Helen Keller came to our international convention in Ohio and challenged the Lions to become Knights of the Blind.
Yeah.
And we've had that as our core project. Most people know that we collect used eyeglasses, we clean them and determine.
Gosh, I hope you don't look at my table. It's full of reading glasses.
And we support mission trips with those glasses. Today we have 5 core projects. We have vision, hunger, environmental, childhood cancer, and diabetes. A lot of folks don't know that one of the major causes of blindness is being diabetic. And in the underdeveloped world, most of the folks that have diabetes don't know it until they start losing their vision.
Yeah.
So we're excited about the warm reception we've received here in Troy. We're looking to very quickly get this community club stood up. I'm meeting later today with some faculty members out at Troy University. I understand that Chancellor Hawkins has emphasized to his faculty out there that he wants the college more connected to the community. So we're looking at also reaching out to some of the faculty there to be members of the community.
Of course, Dr. Hawkins very close knit with the Alabama School for the Deaf and the Blind in Talladega, and he's a big supporter of this type program, you know, to that more people can see doctors and get their glasses and be able to have a doctor that can help them with their sight.
That's exactly what we as Lions do. Mike, we are the world's largest humanitarian service organization with clubs in over 200 countries. We have over 1.5 million members, 48,000 clubs worldwide. We're the only humanitarian service organization in China.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
And we do lots.
China has a Lions Club.
That's absolutely
right.
That's great. 214 countries or geographical divisions, and we're not standing up a club here in Troy to continue to be the largest. We're standing up a club here in Troy to serve the citizens of Troy and Pike County, just as Yvonne told us about the vision screening that we did on Tuesday here. We'll be doing more of those and more service projects to the community.
Now, Ms. Burroughs, you're from Theodore, Alabama, and of course, tell us how you got involved with the Lions Club.
I've been in the Lions for 11 years, and it was one of my church members that asked me to join. But once I joined, you know, it's just such a good feeling to be able to help.
Sure.
And so we're able to help in our community. The unique thing about the Lions Club is that each club can do what they want to do for their community. You know, we have the
And the money stays in their community.
That's right.
That they raise.
Yeah, and you choose if you want to support our foundation, which helps people in disasters all over the world. Whenever we have a disaster, the Lions Club International Foundation is going to send money, you know, if the club requests it, to wherever it is with Lee County.
Beauregard, Tuesday around noon, we had $10,000 in the hands of the Auburn and Opelika Club to go down and start assisting the survivors with their basic human needs, food, water.
Yeah. Let's talk about how big this is. The Lions Club International, how many people?
1.5 million.
1.5 million. Pretty big club, isn't it, when you say that? And Lions Club International is all over this country. And, of course, a very good friend of mine is your next-door neighbor. And but before I even knew you, Andy, you know, he'd been talking to me all the time about a Lions Club and how much fun they have being members of the Lions Club in Headland, Alabama.
Headland, Alabama. That's where I'm from. And
Joe is a good dear friend of mine.
Joe is our club president in Headland this year and is an outstanding Lion, dedicated servant. You know, there is a saying that you are not really a citizen of the world until you begin to serve.
That's right.
And we find service-minded people all over the world.
Well, I know this, and I'm going to throw this out. I'm a Rotarian. I've been a Rotarian for, gosh, I'm a Paul Harris fellow, and I've been there 40 years or more at least. member of the Rotary Club here. But a good friend of mine, Joel Williams, comes on. He's a big Kiwanian. In fact, real active Kiwani. And for some reason, I don't know why, for many years, my good friend Leon Hillier and all his guys were selling light bulbs and regular house brooms. That's where you got it. Hey, listen, nobody around here went to the store and bought a house broom. They bought it from the Lions Club, and when it wore out, they buy another one the next year. Don't you agree? And light bulbs the same way. And I thought that was a smart move by somebody to feature light bulbs and house brooms. Let's go to our see if this is a call coming in here. Good morning, you're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hey, Mike, it's Will Matthews. What are you up to?
Hey, Will, we're talking about the Lions Club of Headland is here this morning in Theodore, Alabama. We're talking about the Lions Club International and all the great works they do for the public. Of course, Will, an attorney in Ozark. Is there a Lions Club in Ozark, Will?
There is. And my former law partner, who's now the circuit judge in Dale and Geneva, he's huge in the Lions Club, Bill Fillmore.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's exactly. Andy was saying the same thing right here on this show. Of course, Will is an attorney at the and very good friend of our show, and he's calling in this morning. Growing up in a small town like Ozark, what did you remember when those guys would knock on the doors of your house, Will? What were they selling? Do you know?
What do you mean?
When these men were coming to your house and knocking on the doors, they were selling something. What were they selling?
I don't remember any door-to-door sales.
You don't remember the Lions Club selling lights and brooms?
No.
House brooms. You don't remember? They must have been afraid to come up to your mansion where you live. But for years and years, they sold light bulbs and house brooms.
That must have been in the 1940s. I can't believe.
Evidently, but that was a big thing about them, wasn't it?
We have a strong connection with the Fillmore family, Bill and then William. Mike, we Lions hold a Alabama Lions High School Leadership Forum here in Troy University every June. We bring, last couple of years, in the neighborhood of 200 young high school leaders in for a weekend of training, and provide a couple of scholarships to the students. Yeah. This year will be our 10th year that we've done that, and Bill and William are part of the founders, and William is currently our executive director for that project.
How did you know them, Will?
Well, Bill was my law partner for several years before he actually took my daddy's place as judge in Ozark when my dad died. Yeah. And he's been a judge ever since. And he's the circuit judge for Dale and Geneva.
Yeah. But now, and of course, he was real active in the Lions Club. But that club's not, is it in existence now?
Bill is currently a member of our Daleville Club.
He's a member of the Daleville Club. Of course, you were the judge there in Midland City for a while, weren't you?
Just 32 years worth.
Well, you're getting close to home when you say Midland City. That's where I grew up.
Yeah. I got Andy Marshall here, Will.
Yeah.
And Andy's with the Lions Club, and actually is the district governor.
I'm the district governor. I currently live in Headland. When I retired and moved back, I tried to move back to Midland City, but they wouldn't let me, so I got as close as I could.
Mikey Walden wouldn't let him come back.
Mikey's been dead for 10 or 15 years.
I know it. Well, I'm sorry. But the reason I brought up Mikey Walden, if you're grown up watching Dothan television, there were always Mikey Walden was selling a trailer or something, or a house.
Very successful.
Yeah, no question about it.
Yeah, he grew up about 3 blocks closer to town than I did.
All right, now Bud Casey used to talk about a guy in Midland City that was the mayor of Midland City. What was his name?
Virgil Skipper, Joe Bob Parker.
Joe Bob Parker. He used to talk about this guy named Joe Bob Parker. Did you know him, Will?
Oh yeah, I was his judge for years and years, and Joe Bob, the legend was in high school. Joe Bob and some of the Midland City boys went down to Dothan, and these Dothan boys wanted to fight. And so anyway, they said, well, we're going to pick one person to fight. They picked Joe Bob, and somebody else picked somebody else. And Joe
I know, yeah. That was a legend, and I knew it was something like that, but Bud was talking about. But is Joe Bob still living?
No, he died probably 15, 20 years ago. Long time.
The Parker I remember was the Parker that played for Troy in football. Philip Parker.
Good friend of mine.
He was the chairman of the school board for several years.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, he played football here under, I want to say under Bradshaw. I might be wrong. It might have been before Bradshaw, under Tom Jones or somebody. But I remember him well.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Philip's a good guy. He really is.
Well, Will, thank you for calling this morning. Can you believe Auburn's going to the Final Four?
You know, I never would have dreamed Auburn would make it.
But you know what? They're the only team in Alabama to ever make it, and right now they're on top of the basketball world in Alabama.
I know one team that'll never make it. So Alabama will never make the Final Four.
You don't think so?
Not in my lifetime.
Well, all it takes is 5 good players.
That's right.
It's not going to happen for the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, exactly. Well, listen, give us a ring tomorrow. We'll be right here, and we appreciate you calling. Thank you. That's Will Matthews calling from the Matthews Law Firm in Ozark, Alabama. But, you know, anybody that's ever been involved in their community or lived in a town in South Alabama, there's pretty much always been a Lions Club. Is that right?
Yes, when I grew up in Midland City, there was a very strong Lions Club there. If you had a business, then you were a member of the Lions Club.
Of course, it's all about leadership and people that want to serve their community. Like, you know, I'm a member of the Rotary Club because I want to serve my community. And when I was a kid growing up, I was a Key Club member, and so I was got involved with the Kiwanis Club, went to Key Club International and all that, and of course these, and then you throw in the Lions Club. And then there's another club called the Civitan Club, which I don't know if it's real active around here. But then there's another club here in town,
there's an Exchange Club.
The Exchange Club. So what I'm saying, you got a lot of your clubs, and you can be involved in every one of them you want to. There's no rule that says you can't.
That's right. I'll leave a membership application here with you today.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Rotarians make great lions.
One of the real keys is wherever you hold your meetings, do they have good food?
That's right.
And I'll be honest with you, I can't brag on the Rotary Club having great food. And you don't join I guarantee you, if you join the Rotary Club for good food, you're in trouble.
Well, you mentioned the Key Club. Lions Club has what we call our Leo clubs.
Yeah.
We have a Leo club that fits the high school.
Yeah, sure.
And then we have.
I didn't know about that.
We have a Leo club that fits the campus, the college age folks. And you mentioned leadership. One of the strong things that we as Lions do is train young new leaders.
Yeah.
And a lot of our clubs today are not your father or your grandfather's Lions clubs. They're run and operated by young people.
Yeah. No question about it. Now, what we want everybody to know is that tonight at Sisters, there's going to be an opportunity for you to hear more about the Troy Lions Club, or the new Troy Lions Club. Is that right?
That's right.
And do we have members already?
We have people who have committed to become.
Now, will they meet at day or night, or they decided?
They will decide as they after we have this informational meeting.
Sure.
Then we'll have a series of organizational meetings, and those type of decisions will be made by the club itself.
Yeah.
How often they meet and when they meet.
Yeah.
We have a few clubs that are starting to be sunshine clubs and meet early in the morning.
is there somebody out there interested in joining the Lions Club? Now, this is just an opportunity, because the bigger opportunity is going to be tonight when you go out to Sisters and have a nice meal and hear all about the Lions Club. But it would tickle me if there were some people out there that would be interested in joining the Lions Club. Our number here is 670-0052. You'll be the new governor, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, does that mean you'll move around to all the Lions clubs in this area? Now, what county area will that consist of?
We have 27 counties that cover from
pretty big area, isn't it?
Livingston, Alabama,
yeah,
down to Mobile, then over to Ashford in Houston County, and then up to Phoenix City in Russell County.
Exactly. And of course, how many clubs?
We have 40 clubs.
40 clubs. Right. That's something.
For example,
in your area.
Yes. For example, in Montgomery County, we have 3 clubs.
Yeah. So you're over the Montgomery County District too. That's a big area, and of course, Wetumpka, Prattville, and some of those areas.
Those go into the next district north of us.
Yeah.
But the Montgomery, in fact, Montgomery Club is the largest club in the state.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mobile is the largest
in
the state, and then Montgomery's second.
Yeah.
And the reason I mixed it up is because they flip-flop back and forth. But today,
well, of course, it's a very strong organization, and your general or your normal meeting would be that you would have a meal and have a speaker. Is that right?
That is correct, and a little bit of business planning, our fundraisers or our service projects.
In fact, for years and years down the Wiregrass, I want to say Headland had a Lions Bowl, didn't they?
Yes,
had a football game, called it the Lions Bowl, and
the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving.
And people to this day brag all the time, said, "Oh, I played in the Lions Bowl." That was big, sure was. Yeah. And that could still happen. It could happen in basketball and baseball. You could do. What I'm saying, if somebody, one of these clubs wanted to sponsor something,
The state playoffs for football sort of put an end to those bowls. But I was growing up, we attended the Lions Bowl on Wednesday night, and then on Thursday night we went to Dothan for the Peanut Bowl.
That's right. On Thanksgiving most of the time, wasn't it?
Yes, Thanksgiving night.
That's right.
Yes, so those are those. But we you mentioned leadership again. We have a curriculum that people can go online and hone their leadership skills, and then we put them in leadership positions, leading a committee, and eventually leading a club. And then at the district level, we have about 35 volunteers that support us at the district level that all have come through the ranks at their local club.
And another thing, Ms. Burroughs, women are invited to join the Lions Club, and of course, like the Rotary Club, we have several women, and I think women will play a big part in this new club.
Absolutely. Here in our district, we have in excess of 30% of our members are women, and I tell you, you give them a job, you better get out of the way.
Exactly right.
They're going to get it done.
And you can be as busy as you want to be. Isn't that right? You have goals, I'm sure, that you want to meet every year, but you can be busy as you want to be. And, I feel like to provide a good place to meet, have a meal, hear a good speaker is important.
Yes, it is. And we encourage our clubs not to forget about providing value to their members at the meeting by bringing in, and there's all kinds of resources. The mayor would love to come.
The local high school football coach, the cheerleader coach, or the band master. It's a local organization.
You mentioned band. We every international convention that's here in the U.S., we send an Alabama Lions high school all-star band.
Oh, okay.
And we had.
And that's
when there is, we have an international convention every year, and when it's in the U.S., then we form a band. In fact, in Chicago for our 100th year celebration, we had a couple of band members from Headland. We had a band member from Dale County. In fact, the Dale County High School band director went as an assistant bandmaster. Did you have people from your club that?
No, we didn't send anybody.
Yeah. But of course, this is a wonderful thing. You know, for years and years, the Blue-Gray game in Montgomery was a Lions Club event. And Dr. Johnny Long, the great one, he was a big Lions Club member and so forth.
And that was sponsored by our Montgomery Dixie Club.
Lions Club, yes, sir. Yeah. So, I mean, of course, what we're saying is Troy needs a Lions Club. And, you know, they had one for years and years and years. Leadership had a lot to do with it. Interest had a lot to do with it. But I feel like there's a lot of interest out there for people that want to support their community. And what are some ideas for community involvement? You know, what are some things the Lions Club could do?
We've already talked about eye screening,
yeah.
But we can help with diabetes. Every year, somewhere in Alabama, in different places in Alabama, Camp Seal Harris is a camp, and it's an overnight camp and day camp for kids. And I know they have one in Dalton for children who have diabetes. And you can sponsor a child there, and children learn how to give themselves a first shot.
Sure.
And but anyway, we have one in the Mobile area, but they're in different places all over Alabama. But you can help to sponsor a kid there. You can work with donating food to your local food bank. Your club decides where they want to do and what they want to do.
Yeah.
Like Andy said, our concentrations, we have internationally, we have those 5 concentrations, but your club can do whatever they want to do. We've provided uniforms for children in schools where they have to have uniforms.
Yeah.
You know, so helping bands, you know, get their uniforms. So whatever.
Yeah, there are a lot of things like that for Troy people can benefit from.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Right.
And one of the things that we'll be doing as we organize this club is we'll be asking the community what are needs that you know about that we can fulfill.
Yeah.
Like the vision screen, the nutrition center director invited us and said, yes, I have people that I know have vision problems.
Yeah, sure.
And Mike, we help our Chamber of Commerce line up and manage our Christmas parade.
Oh boy, that's nice.
So it's small things like that. Our chamber also has a business feature day where they rent a big tent and ask all the business to come, and we cook for them.
Yeah.
So it's not. I know this chapter, this club here, worked with providing a miracle field.
Yeah. Oh, it's been wonderful too.
And so that's an example of a humongous project where you serve the community. But somebody's got to line up the floats at
all right, now, are we starting a new chapter, or this is the enhancing the membership of an existing chapter?
This is a brand new stand-up. They will get a brand new charter. Everyone who signs up during our chartering process will have a unique pin forever to wear, that they are a member of they're a charter member of the Troy Community Club.
Sure would, no question about it.
And Mike, I keep saying Troy. If the community wants some other name, like if they want to be Troy Pike County,
that's what I was saying. Yeah, exactly.
It's your club, your way.
Yeah. And of course, you know, leadership is one of the key elements to any club. You know, and you know, I could see individuals saying, "Let's do this," and let's give Troy. To me, I think it's important that Troy and Pike County have a active Lions Club. You know, I think it's very important, and hopefully, you got some good people right now ready to open this thing up. Is that right?
Got some good people. Not to drop any names, but the police chief is on board.
Great, yeah.
The fire chief is on board.
Yeah.
The dean of student activities out at the college is on board. We have an optometrist.
Yeah.
We've got some bankers.
Exactly.
So we have a, like I said, we've been warmly received.
Well, that's wonderful.
By
no
the
question.
community.
And then picking a day when to have your meetings. Would you have your meetings every week? or every 2 weeks? How would y'all do it?
The club will decide.
Yeah, exactly.
We have some clubs that meet every Friday at noon.
That's right.
We have some clubs that meet twice.
Yeah.
We have some clubs that meet at noontime. So
let me throw out a little something. Like Friday at noon, during football season, you could always have your football coach there just to say, spend 5 minutes talking about the game, and have maybe his player of the week come on. You know, you can do most anything. You know, I mean, it wouldn't take over all of the program. It would just be you know, him stand up and you know, he and his player have a meal, and then talk about the game that week and move on. You know, you can do that in all sports if you want to.
We have one club in Central Alabama that meets weekly, and during the college football season, they have an individual that comes and gives them a report about Alabama, Auburn, and Troy, the activities that go on.
Exactly.
You probably know Big Mac from Greenville.
Oh yeah, I know him real well. Yeah, I know him real well. I know all those guys over there, and you're exactly right. They're great people. But again, ladies and gentlemen, you folks out there, this is a great opportunity to join a worldwide organization that helps people, and of course, sight is a very precious thing. And now, do the people that are getting these benefits, are they people that are needy people, or are they just over a certain age?
They're needy. They're
needy people. People that. Now, who determines all that?
There is an income standard that the gift certificate imposes.
Sure.
And we ask the nutrition center manager to manage that for us.
Do all the clubs have a sight program, or are there just different?
It depends on the club itself. In Mobile County, we have a deal with all the Lions clubs in Mobile County have a deal with the Mobile County Health Department, and we send them there, and they vet them, and they'll give you an exam and eyeglasses for like $77.
Yeah.
And if the people we send have no way of paying for it, then the club is
sure. That's good. And of course, you raise the money during your. You could have a golf tournament. You could have a beauty pageant. You could have a sing along. You could have any kind of type thing. You could have a watermelon roast or whatever. I don't know how that would work, but you could have any different programs to raise the money, and then when there's money in the box to take care of this, you know, you're ready to go.
Right.
My club spends somewhere around $3,000 a year helping those in need in our county, Henry County, with eye exams and glasses. And a lot of people say, why don't we hear more about Lions Clubs International and what they do? Well, when you help a needy family, you can't take their picture and put them on the front newspaper. So we fly a lot of times under the radar without. But the most important thing about the service that we provide, and Mike, I firmly believe this, it's not the receiver of the service that benefits the most. It's us.
Yeah, that's right. It makes you feel good.
It makes us feel good.
No question about it.
And by the way, I can't do this without mentioning the fact that we're in our 101st year of Lions International, and we have our first female international president.
Wonderful. That's great.
She is from Iceland. Her name is Gudrun Ingvadottir.
Yeah, exactly.
And she is the vice chancellor of Iceland University in Reykjavik, and wonderful leader, and we are excited about serving under her, for her, and it's we're growing.
Yeah. How long have you been a Lion?
I retired in 12, and I built bombs and bullets, some of them out here at the Troy Lockheed Martin factory, and traveled internationally, and was not able to become a servant until after I retired.
Yeah, I got you. How about you?
I've been Alliance since 2007.
Yeah, well, that's great.
So she has seniority on
and you know what? Like I said, this can be the most fun thing in the world. This can be this can, helping people and then other people gathering together to help people. It can be the most fun. It can be enhance your life.
It does. It truly does.
That's right. We
you have a barbecue to raise money, camp stew to raise money, or whatever you decide. There are a lot of things out there that you can do that can start this local club to doing a lot of things to help a lot of people in our neighborhood.
My club has a pigeon race.
Pigeon race, right. Oh boy!
We sell numbered pigeons for a $10 donation, and the pigeons are taken up to the Atlanta area and turned loose, and the first the speediest 10 pigeons gets recognized, and
will they come back to Alabama?
They come back to their loft.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
How do they do that?
They're homing pigeons.
Yeah, but all right, now, I mean, when you take them up there, you're taking them up, and they don't know where they are, do they?
Well, they're homing pigeons. They may not know where they are,
but they'll make it back.
They know where home is, and when they fly out of the transport trailer, they have a band on their wrist that clocks them in, and then when they fly into their loft back home, and some of them may be, we get pigeons from all over southwest Georgia and southeast Alabama, and when they fly into their loft, they're clocked in.
How long did it take them to get back?
It takes about 2.5 hours.
What? Wait a minute now. Then you take them over to Atlanta, and they've been in a crate pretty much.
Right.
And you let them. How in the world do they do that?
They fly. They fly. The pigeon folks tell us that they lose maybe one or two each time they do that.
You're familiar with that Dixieland Dental sign, aren't you?
Oh yes, oh yes.
I bet you they're good supporters of the Lions Club.
Drive by that every day. Know those folks
Dr.
well.
Precise and Dr. Strength, and they're a strong supporter of our show.
We have a club in the Mobile area that has a duck race. You buy a little plastic duck.
Yeah.
And they put it in a stream.
Yeah.
And the first ducks that come through.
Well, I'm a member of the Kiwanis Club, and we have a balloon. What we do, we lend out a bunch of balloons at the hospital. This is a fundraiser for the hospital, but we help with it. And the balloons go out, and the one that's found furthest away wins the prize. It's unusual and a good fundraiser though.
And again, every club will work a niche to fundraise, and a lot of times there will be a combination fundraiser service project where not only do you raise money, but you serve the community, like. Diabetes, in some cases, we'll have a health fair, and bring in the eye exam, the vision screen, and the diabetes check. And
now, do you have to pay the doctors to do that, or do they do it as a service to the community? Or?
They do it as a service.
Isn't that right? Yeah.
And I tell you, it is amazing what people will do for you if you ask.
Yeah.
And that again indicates the heart of service that we as citizens of this world have.
So I'm sure not immediately, but once Troy organizes their Lions Club, how long will it be before they can start providing this service?
Immediately. In fact, we already did the vision screen here as a part of as a part of the service, and as they stand up and get chartered, then they can immediately. And what we'll do is we have a person that we call a guiding line that will meet with them at least once a month for 2 years, to not to tell them how to do it, but to be there to answer questions about, well, how can you do this? Like they may say, what can we do for a unique fundraiser? And they might say, well, have you heard about this club that does the duck race?
Yeah, exactly.
And that kind of.
Well, that's wonderful. It's, ladies and gentlemen, the Lions Club, hopefully very soon to be the Lions Club of Troy, Alabama, or the Lions Club of Pike County. I like that idea of Pike County, unless Brundage wants to start one, or
Brundage has one.
They do. Okay, well they do then.
They
Okay, and I know they have a Kiwanis Club and so forth. And does Goshen have a Lions Club? That probably does, don't they?
Goshen did until a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And they decided to. They aged out, basically.
I tell you what, there's a lot of good people down there, though, and it would tickle me that they either start one back on their own or join this one here, maybe.
Well, I met the mayor of Goshen yesterday.
Yeah.
He's a fire captain here in Troy.
Sure.
So maybe we can reestablish that club there.
No question about it. Well, we sure do appreciate y'all coming and appreciate your service to the community, and of course Andy Marshall, the district governor, and that's a pretty big office. It's been quite a chore, hasn't it?
It's been.
Are you at a different Lions Club meeting every week?
Almost. Have to do 40 at least 40 club visits.
But every year, I'm sure you go to the Lions Club International, and it's always at a great place, usually, isn't it? Where was it last year?
We're going to Italy. We're going to Italy this year, and it was in.
I was.
Oh, I need to. Now, will there be members of the Lions Club here? I reckon anybody can go, can't they? If they're a member. Do they get a pretty good rate?
Yes. It's an exciting place. Probably the most exciting event is to see the parade of 214 flags from
where in Italy will it be?
Milan.
Oh, that'd be nice. And then of course after your convention you can go anywhere you want to.
That's
can't
right.
You?
Or show up early and do that. Next year it's in Singapore.
Oh man, how long does it last?
It's a 4-day event, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And I know I think that's wonderful, and I've heard people that were members talk about some of the great trips that are involved with this.
We also have several leadership opportunities. We have a USA-Canada Forum that is held here in the U.S. or Canada, which is a leadership training event, and then we have some leadership institutes that we have one institute that emphasizes Lions who have not been a club president.
Yeah.
So they're just starting. It's called Emerging Lions. So leadership is a big area.
Okay, now it's tonight at Sisters, and now you pay for your food. Will you come in?
We pay.
Whoa.
We pay.
Wait a minute now, ladies and gentlemen. The buffet's on you, is that right?
That's it.
The buffet at Sisters is on the Lions Club. I'll be there.
All right. I'll not start the meeting until you arrive.
I better check my schedule. But again, though, it is a wonderful opportunity to go out and have a great meal at Sisters tonight, starting at what time?
6 o'clock.
All right, 6 o'clock. You can sit down and eat, and then the meeting starts what time?
As soon as most of the folks are finished eating, we'll start. Our goal is to be out of there within an hour.
Yeah. Okay. Now, some people might not want to eat. So they would come at what time?
Come around 6:20.
Yeah, 6:20 and so forth, and it'll be done like a regular Lions Club meeting. So
no, we will have a little different format. Our main goal is to give them some of the same basic information that we provided here and answer any questions that they might have. One of the typical questions that comes up is, Do I have to attend every meeting?
Yeah, that's important.
And how much does it cost?
Yes.
And after you tell me how much it's cost, then how much does it really cost? You know, tell me what the dues are, and then what am I expected to do after that?
Well, to me, I've always looked at it being like you got to eat somewhere, you know, and you know, a lot of the cost, the food is involved in the cost. Is that right?
Some of the clubs include their food in the dues.
Yeah.
Some of the clubs.
We do that here, you know, the club I'm involved in. It makes it easier, you know, to do it that way.
Yes.
And like I said, if you start figuring the food per month, it's not a bad deal. It's really a good deal, to tell you the truth.
And it also, if you have it at noon and you have it every week, you get into a routine.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is quite helpful, especially for business people.
Yeah.
And also, I know several businessmen that they'll find an associate or someone to have lunch with them and take them.
Yeah.
Take them.
Now let me answer this. This is a pretty good question here. Do you have much husband and wife membership?
Yes. My wife is a Lion.
All right. Well, see that, and so you're going out to eat, you know, and going to hear a good program.
And the wife, the spouse doesn't have to pay as much.
Right, there is a break if you have there's a family membership where
that's good.
Up to 3 additional folks get reduced.
Well, that's good.
So it's a great, and the dues for the average club is under $100 a year.
Yeah. Well, I better be careful here. I've been to say, you know, it's part of your community development. I mean, I don't know what kind of who your accountant is, but it is a social club, you know.
Yes.
Organization.
It's a great networking opportunity also, especially if you're a young businessman or woman in town and are trying to network with the new people. If you're a new financial advisor and trying to learn your way around.
Do they have to let you know ahead of time if they're coming, or how does that work?
It depends.
You know, of course, with the buffet, you know, they already gonna have plenty of food. I'm sure.
It depends. Are you talking about for tonight?
Yeah, tonight.
I'd love to have a phone call or an email or a text message. My phone number's on there.
Yeah, let me give you that number. Andy Marshall's number is area code 407. Where's that located?
Central Florida.
Central Florida. Is that where you live now?
That's where I retired from.
Oh, okay, retired from. 407-920-6358. 407-920-6358. And that is the number. And then the email address is Andy M0407 at AOL.com. The email address one more time is Andy, all low letters, Andy M0407 at AOL.com.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate y'all coming, and of course, I hope to see a lot of you in the future. And then, you know, when you're up this way, call me up and come on the show and tell us what's going on.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Thank you
so much, and we appreciate it very much.
Thank
you. We'll be back with more of Today in LA after this.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go in some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile, you saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like nowhere else.
Tori Dunn from Dixie Trails. You get your truck washed here?
I sure do.
Really, Dawson? I know you're not bringing them cow trucks over here.
I do, and they're like me when I leave.
Loretta, what are you doing?
Getting my car detailed.
At Trojan Detail, we do it all.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Back to our show. We appreciate, ladies and gentlemen, our guest today, Andy Marshall and Miss Yovan Burroughs, and we appreciate them very much being a part of our show. Starting a new Lions Club chapter right here in Troy, Alabama. If you're interested, again, call him today at 407-920-6358. 920-6358, area code 407. So 407-920-6358. And again, that's tonight at Sisters. And that's a great opportunity to head to Sisters and eat a good meal, a free meal, and take a good look at this new Lions Club starting in Troy, Alabama. And it should be a good one and a great the direction here. If you want to be a civil, what I call a civil servant of your community, want to mention Auburn is busy getting ready for their big spring game, which will be next weekend. As will Alabama. They'll kick off next weekend, and of course both. Well, Alabama, I don't think, is looking for a quarterback, but Auburn sure is, and of course, the headlines in the Montgomery paper today was about, of course, Auburn getting ready for the spring, but do they have a running back that they can count on to win games in the SEC, and a quarterback that can lead their team? So Auburn's got a lot to find out about. I think Alabama is pretty much in pretty good shape all the way around. They've got several good quarterbacks, and they're young, but they're good. And then at the same time, they've got running backs coming back galore. They've got wide receivers coming back. The offensive line looks intact. The defense looks good. They've got to find some front guys, but I'm sure they've recruited them over the years, and I don't know how well they'll be on defense. I think they're going to decline a little bit on defense. I don't think they're going to be as good as they've been being, but and that can be the difference in winning and losing. So whatever your idea is about it, it's as good as mine or yours or whatever. I want to mention baseball, high school baseball, and Charles Henderson is off to one of his best starts in a long time, maybe even history. Charles Henderson is the number 2 team in Class 5A right now behind St. Paul's. Charles Henderson is 21-4. St. Paul's is 18-4. They're number 1. Charles Henderson 2. Jasper 19-7. Shelby County 17-6. Etowah County 20-8. And I was looking for some other local teams out here. Carroll of Ozark is ranked number 13 with a 13-8 record. They've got a big game coming up very soon. As I mentioned earlier in the show, Charles Henderson drove to Greenville last night and won 12-3 and 8-3. So they continue to win and win big at Charles Henderson. I don't know if that counts toward with the 21-4 record. It could be that Charles Henderson now might be 23-4 on the year. In Class 2A, G.W. Long, and I want to mention that G.W. Long split a doubleheader the other day with Northview, the number one, or let's see what they were ranked. Northview was ranked one of the top teams in the state going in, and that little 2A team out of Skipperville split a doubleheader with them. The G.W. Long is 19-5, and a lot of those games they played were against bigger schools. Thorsby is number 2 in Class 2A, followed by Fife, 17-2. Charles Henderson beat them in the tournament up in North Alabama recently. Luverne is ranked number 5 in Class 2A with a 13-8 record, followed by a very good Highland home team, which is 15-3, and Arrington is 19-11. So there are 3 teams from our area in the top 10 in Class 2A. Brantley, Old Titletown, is ranked number 2 in Class 1A. They're 16-5, but they're loaded again. Milry is number 1, 24 record, followed by Athens Bible, Mars Hill Bible, Sweetwater, Covenant, Spring Garden, Victory Christian, Falkville, and Holy Spirit. The only team from our, one team mentioned is Red Level, but those are pretty much the only 2 teams mentioned from our area. In Class 7A, Bob Jones leads it, 26-5, followed by Smith Station, Hoover, Hewitt Trustful, Oak Mountain, that's old former Charles Henderson coach. Mountain Brook followed is 21-7, then Prattville, then McGill, then Vestavia Hills, and then Austin, Decatur. Tickles me here when you got Hooper, Hewitt Trustful, Oak Mountain, and Mountain Brook, and then Vestavia. You've got 6 of the top 10 teams listed there. There, 7 of the top 10 teams in the state are right there together, within a few blocks of each other in Birmingham. Class 6A, we've got Russell County, number 1, Hillcrest of Tuscaloosa, Hazel Green, Faith of Mobile, Spanish Fort, Sarah, Hueytown, Wetumpka, Oxford, and Coleman, and nobody else from this part of the country in the top 10. But Russell County, though, Coach Rasmus is back out at Russell County. Of course, you remember him. He's the man that took Phoenix City to the Little League World Series and won it a few years back. And now, of course, his sons all played in the major leagues. And his name is Coach Rasmus, and he's a great coach. And it looks like he's got Russell County, and Russell County is now a 6A team. He's got them right now number 1, and that'll tell you something about his coaching ability. And it's amazing what a good baseball coach can do. In Class 4A, you have looking for some teams in our area. Andalusia is ranked number 6 with a 16-8 record. Holt's Bluff is number 1. Lamp out of Montgomery is number 4. And looking for some other teams, those are the only teams in our area. Well, Headland is 9-8 and was mentioned in the Class 4A. In Class 1A, we've already mentioned Brantley is number 2. In Class 3A, nobody from this part of the country other than Providence is number 3. They're ranked number 3. St. James of Montgomery is ranked 1, followed by Gordo, and then Providence. Those are some of the rankings. Now looking at the independent schools, Morgan Academy is 16-0. Man, they must be good. Tauga Academy is ranked number 2. They're 28-8. Macon East is 24-7. They're ranked 3rd. Some pretty good teams in our area. You've got Lee Scott 15-9 in 4th. Hooper 22-7 in 5th. Tuscaloosa Academy they're ranked in 6th place with 13-8 record. Followed by Bessemer Academy 21-10. Then Lakeside 19-4. And then Pike Liberal, they're 17-9, and then Patrician, and there are not many other. Well, Glenwood, which watch this closely, they're pretty good, 11-7. Most all of these teams that I'm looking at have winning records. So when the tournament starts, and it's just a few weeks away, no telling how good these teams will do that are not even ranked. So we'll watch that closely. I know Coach Ponder over at Pike Liberal is off to a pretty big start. Looking at girls softball, Pike Liberal is ranked 10th overall in girls softball. Looking at some other schools that are recognized in 5A, most of these kids are North Alabama schools except for Rehoboth in 5A. In girls, they're 20-7, and I was looking for some other, not many more. Most of these teams, and we say this all the time, and I don't know why it's such a difference in the quality of girls softball in North Alabama compared to South Alabama. But you don't see any of the South Alabama teams ranked much. Looking at 5A, as I mentioned, Tallahassee is ranked number 3, and they're 26-4. So Tallahassee and Rehoboth are the only teams in this area. Most of them are North Alabama teams that are ranked in softball. In Class 4A, Alabama Christian has a very good team, 18-7. They've always had that great pitching coach up there that helps them a lot. But no, other than that, no teams from this area in the girls' top, say 14 or 15. In Class 3A, you've got Prattville Christian, then followed by Pisgah, all these North Alabama schools. Wicksburg does have a good team, and Providence has got a good team. They're 12-6 and ranked number 8 in 3A, followed by Wicksburg, 22-8. We're just taking a look at G.W. Long. They're good in everything they do. And G.W. Long, ladies and gentlemen, is 20-0, ranked number 1 in Class 2A. But you look behind them, and Leroy, 20-5, ranked 5th. And then there's a team from Reeltown, which has got a losing record, but not many teams from South Alabama in the top 10 in Class 2A. And then again, Old Titletown shows up in Class 1A in girls softball. They're 16-5, ranked number 1, followed by Mars Hill Bible, Appalachian. These are big mountain schools now. Faultville, Spring Garden. Kinston is ranked number 6, so they're doing well. And then the rest of them are from North Alabama. Now, in girls, Alabama Independent Schools rankings right now, you've got a Tauga Academy, 32-9. They've already played 41 games. Boy, isn't that something? I think Pike Liberal has played, they played around 30-something. But Macon East, though, is ranked number 2 in the independent schools, followed by Glenwood of Phoenix City. Edgewood has a very good team. And then comes Pike Liberal, ranked number 10. But I wanted to go through that. I want everybody to know that high school sports is very important to us, and we want to keep up with them as much as we can. I was looking at some of the highlights of the week, and we've still got a lot of high school baseball and softball, but we're heading down the stretch, so before long we'll be in the playoffs before you know it. Of course, again, we've got coming up tomorrow on our show, we'll have a good show for you, but on Saturday, remember the Troy scrimmage is at 10 o'clock. on Saturday, and then that should be interesting. And then we've got some baseball games also coming up. Well, the Troy University will be on the road at Texas, Arlington, so that should be a pretty good 3-game series for Troy. And then they come back next week, and we'll be talking to you more about what's going on. Appreciate our sponsors very much. Hope you've enjoyed our show. Appreciate our friends from the Lions Club. And if you'd like to join the Lions Club, head out to Sister tonight and eat a free meal on the Lions Club and join a great organization. It starts at 6 o'clock at Sister's Restaurant on the bypass right here in Troy. Great food, great club. Join the club and enjoy it. And have some great fellowship for years to come by being a member of the Troy Lions Club. Have a great day. We'll see you again bright and early tomorrow for Today in L.A. Thank you for watching.